Thank you, Micah. Thank you, Micah. My name is Mike and I am an alcoholic. Thank you, everybody. It's a huge enthusiasm. You are really spreading out. It's amazing. It's my second time here and I am 514 days today. So it is really a big pleasure and honor to be here. Also glad to meet finally Micah too, on video at least. And yes, thank you for the introduction. ISMYPAA is an international convention using to spread out the experience, strength, and hope through this service convention we have once a year. And the next one is the 8th. So 8 years that we are doing that now, and it will be on the 16th of April. And it will be held again in 5 languages at least. I just put it or send it a link to the tech support. You can make it reachable to all of you, which we have the different flyers in different languages, cover letter, and you can dig a little bit further. It's a huge event. I've been now the second time there. It's an enormous experience of service for myself, meeting people all over the world, and it works because we have now people from Italy and South America getting interested in the committee, and it's amazing. It's amazing. So thank you very much for inviting me and also the other fellows of the committee for the month of February. So now let's get back to serious stuff. No, so my story briefly, and I hope I can share something that might be useful to some of you. And especially a big welcome to all the fellows that has just started this journey, as you posted in your chat. A big welcome. I really hope you find what I found here, and it took me long to get where I am now. It took me really long, but God has been very, very patient with me. So my background, I just grew up in a really normal family, no major issues, no drugs or alcoholism. I think a little bit my father exaggerated and drink quite frequently, but it's difficult for me to say that my father was an alcoholic, and it's not up to me to say that. But one thing is sure, and this is my wife who made me notice that when we met, when we started meeting, is that alcohol always present in my family. And she actually started drinking at my place. So every occasion, every festivity was an occasion to drink, and to drink a bit. Okay, so that's the background of my family. Me, as a young person, I had my difficulties, meaning I'm a shy guy, still am. I had my difficulties to relate to other people. Had the biggest struggling with authority. Was not easy for me to get along with all my school fellows. But besides that, I mean, was everything more or less okay? And with the age of 13, I met the first time my friend alcohol. And apparently I did that before. It seems at the age of 5, 6 years. I don't remember because I have been told. My parents were just saying bye-bye to our guests, and I was finishing all the glasses who remained on the table. But with the age of 13, at my birthday party at my place, I remember I just drank out of the alcohol bar. And it was just an amazing effect that I got. it's very difficult for me to describe what I know now for sure, and it's not as it has not been so many times I have discovered that the effect I got there is what I was looking, and I've been looking for at least until the age of 48, and never got it back as strong as it was the first time. So obviously I haven't realized that for a long time, very, very long time, but that's exactly what I was looking for many, many, many years. So I grew up, I finished my school, I graduated, then I went to the university, and up to this point, I mean, my drinking was always social drinking, but looking back, already with some strange situation. I mean, I remember at the age of 16, 17, going out with my friends. Sometimes I had already my blackouts from parts of the night before. I didn't remember. I remember I was trying to cope with some of my friends who are not alcoholic, who drank more than me, and I couldn't. And other stuff I remember is that when the others stopped drinking, I continued just to drink. So that it was already there an issue, but definitely in denial and not realizing that. So, and as I said, up till the point I was at university, was social drinking there. And this period, I started drinking a little bit on my own sometimes. And the big topic, or the main problem started really when I finished university. I started my first job. I changed place for living with my wife. We were married at the time, far away from home, alone, expecting my first son, which was not expected. So there really the problem started, and its expression really started. The expression of the problem, because I started drinking at lunchtime. My favorite drink was strong beers, because I needed the effect immediately, and things came worse and worse. So in 2002, I met AA for the first time. I don't remember anything about that meeting except the love and the big welcome I got there. But I couldn't stick to that. I couldn't continue going to meetings. So I didn't have this flash effect that a lot of fellows receive at first meeting. It took me a stay in in a treatment center for 28 days. Lucky me, it was based on AA principle and program. And also lucky me that these stays had the chance to have a after stay treatment, which went on for 11 months. Basically, we meet once a week. And during that year, I relapsed sometimes until I got a friend, because I started a little bit going to meetings. I got a friend who came to me. I remember we were in a playing ground with my son. I don't know what he told me, but he just managed to do some click in my mind. So I quit and I stay abstinent, and I underline the word abstinent, for 12 and plus years, going to meeting once, twice a week, not working the program, not having a sponsor, despite I thought I had a sponsor. Because in that group, they have no clue what sponsoring is. They have no clue what the steps work on the big book is, unfortunately, and there are a lot of groups like that. But nevertheless, that's the plan God had for me. I relapsed as soon as after some weeks or a couple of months, I didn't continued going to meeting, and my relapse went on for 4+ years. And at the end, when I was really desperate and without dignity, without anything, I just surrendered finally after so many years. I think many things have contributed to that, but one in particularly, it was really, how can I say, I didn't see really any more solution. So there were really no solution. And probably this one sentence is my wife told me one evening. I wasn't living with her at that time. I've been now living separated for almost 2 years. But from time to time, at that period, I came back home really desperate and crying like a baby. And she said, Mike, I'm sorry, but I can't do anything more for you. And I think that sentence contributed to really look for help elsewhere, and where, if not better than in the fellowship. And so I really started stopping doing on my own, trying to fix and solve everything on my self-will, and really in a gift of desperation, I looked for help. And the magic, and that's also something that did not occur just on purpose or just by chance, but there is a reason behind. Lucky me, when I started trying again, some months early, I started seeing what AA really is, in the sense that I had the chance, thanks to COVID, thanks to Zoom, to see other groups, to see other ways of doing meetings, and to feel attraction of some of the things I was seeing on my computer without realizing that immediately. And that's exactly the help I looked was one of these groups that made attraction to me. I got 2 phone numbers. One was a little bit far from here, which is not so much. It's Milan. It's in Italy. It's a 1-hour car, but I was able to drive 1 hour to go there. Was really not able to. And the second phone number is just my first sponsor. I called him, and the very same day in the afternoon, he came, he picked me up, and with him I started doing the step works. And I remember he told me 2 very crucial things for me. The first is, guy, just realize you are a dead man walking. So you got the need to do something about it, first of all. And even more importantly, he told me recovery should come and must come in first place. If you put anything on top of it, it's the second thing you are going to lose. And I don't know, with him, I really started surrender, starting not doing on my own, but following directions and work the steps. Unfortunately for him, the day we were supposed to do and to start my 5th step, he relapsed. Lucky me, I got another sponsor within 24 hours, which is still my sponsor, who has a sponsor. And my sobriety date, since I forgot to say it at the beginning, is the 21st of September, 2021, 2020, I don't know, yeah, 2020. Yes. And yeah, again, it's an honor to be here again with you, because everybody, or every time I am inviting to share, it's for me a very important moment where I can just take some time, look back, look where I am now. And the amazing things is that thanks to these service I'm doing here, trying to share something useful for you guys, it made me possible just to realize my progress. Even if the last time I did this kind of exercise to look back and see where I am now compared to the previous time, even if only a few days went back. And sometimes I see a huge improvement, a huge progress, sometimes a smaller progress. But so far, and I hope it will never end like that, I see every time a progress. And that's the amazing things, as it says in our chapter 5, how it works. It is really a matter of progress, for me, it's a matter of actions, doing my part every day, small things, but which are huge things, because it keeps me really to stay out of my ego, and to focus on fellows, to focus on doing my part for the greater good, for the good of other peoples. So really to stop looking only for myself. Okay, I just reading a message which I don't understand. Can you pick up the topic before you close? What do you mean by that?
Like pick something that out of your story that you think people should share about as you end.
Okay. Like surrender, that's
whatever you want. It's okay. Whatever you want.
Just there's a topic that can be discussed afterwards. Okay, yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, and the other thing which makes me really possible to stay really out of myself, to focus on others and not on my ego, is to being at service. So I've been, as I mentioned to you, going to AA meetings for many years. I've done some service, but the way I'm doing service now, it's something completely different. I have a sponsor who brings me through service, who teach me what he has learned before. And for example, the experience I'm doing with ISMYPAA, and not only, it's great because the kind of stuff I have learned. Last year, I was a secretary in ISMYPAA. I'm now passing on to other people. And that's amazing. That's the way service should be done, not like it was for me. Okay, you are now responsible for that. Do whatever you want or do it as you think it's best. No, it doesn't work like that. But to be at service really gives me this possibility to be part of a bigger plan, to be part of the fellowship, to feel the unity, to feel even more connected with you. And it is really through the connection, through the sharings, that I can grow and still continue to progress, because the connection and the sharing, so the get out of the isolation is the key for me to receive God's messages. And these I got it through the sharings I'm listening to, through the connection to you fellows. Because if I am focused, if I am balanced, if I do my actions, I have peace in mind. And if I have peace in mind, I am able to get the messages, to get the signals. And very often happens this during meetings by listening to other sharings. That's the point I was missing. Or this, that's something new. That's really amazing. So alone, I can't do anything. That's what I experienced and tried to do it until the age of 48. The result was nil. Today, something huge, better, amazing. And I'm really glad I finally made it. And yes, I would say, yes, surrender is the topic it took me very, very long time to really understand that on my own, I had a lot of success, a lot of results in my life, yes, definitely, but alone regarding my illness, the result was nil. I need directions. I need really also to surrender to something higher than me. So surrender to the higher power. And I got today how big and relaxing this attitude and these actions I renew every day of surrender. I don't have to struggle to invest energy to make things possible. He's doing everything. I just need to not relax, but yes, in a certain way, relax, be present, be focused, and just observe how it goes, how his plans are, but not forgetting I have to do my part. And my part is especially not only being at service and being able to help other people who are still suffering within and without the fellowship. So that's for me what I wanted to share with you. I hope it was useful to some of you. I really hope that. And thank you again for inviting me at your meeting. And with that, I pass.